I'm going through so many changes and so many challenges, and sometimes it just gets overwhelming. And I know I always show the one side of things on my YouTube channel or my Instagram, but I kind of just wanted to document and show the challenging side. And since, week 4 and week 5 has been extremely difficult, I thought I'd document it anyway. And yeah, it's hard. And welcome back to my channel. I am Tara Tom, the Inside Stylist, just here sharing my experiences in hope to support you in your journey. So, as you could see, week 4 and 5 was very challenging for me. I'm not gonna lie, and I kind of wanted to just keep all of this documented so that you could see both sides of my journey. I know that I always show the positive side because I feel like everyone just knows the terrible side of things, and we all know that. We know it's challenging, we know it's hard, but when I do share the challenging times, I feel that people can relate, and then they can see how I maneuver through it or work my way through it, and that I have seen is very beneficial to a lot of people's journeys because they can relate to it. And so that's the reason why I'm keeping this part in. It is going to be a little bit of a different sort of video today. It's not going to be a what I eat in a day video. It's just going to be an update and talk about my challenges with week 4 and 5, because I was just dealing with a lot that I didn't have the energy to actually film. That's how challenging it was for me. So I'm making this video. It's past those 2 weeks, and now this is just kind of a recap of week 4 and 5. And I'm just going to share with you what I experienced, the challenges, and how I am moving forward. I think that is the most important part, and I think this is the part that will serve purpose to many other journeys as well. So let's just get into the video. As you could see, week 3 and all the preceding weeks before that, you've seen me go through a little bit of challenges in week 1, but week 2 and week 3, it was going great. Everything was working fine. And then week 4 happened. Week 4 got a little challenging because I had some personal life challenges arise. So stress starts to, kind of increase there. And that kind of threw me off for a bit because I was not in my normal pattern. And I am someone who struggles with, or am trying to heal, my adrenal glands. And when there's stressors in life, how a normal person would be, the adrenal glands will release adrenaline appropriately so that the body can function. With me, or someone who has weak adrenal glands, that gauge doesn't quite work so well. It's a little off. And so my body tends to release more or not enough at different times, which causes my symptoms to increase because my liver has to filter out all those adrenaline that was released, and that makes the liver work extra hard again. When I am eating cleaner foods, a less fat diet, I'm allowing my liver to basically have a break. And so in turn, with all those healing foods, I'm also killing a lot of the pathogens and the Epstein-Barr virus. And I'm also letting go a lot of old past layers. Nothing from the current time, but just stuff that the liver was not able to let go of and is just kind of hanging on to because it couldn't let it go. And so all of these things are being released into the body, and it's a lot. It's a lot for the body to deal with, because as viruses die, they give off byproducts, whether it's neurotoxins, dermatoxins, even while we cleanse, fat is being dissolved and old adrenaline is being released. And as I've learned from Cleanse to Heal book, adrenaline holds those past emotions of when you were going through something that was very emotionally difficult. Adrenaline kind of is released during that time, and it has a memory of what that feeling was like. And fat basically comes along, absorbs it, and pushes it away and hides it so that you don't have to feel it. And that's kind of why we crave a lot of fatty foods or comfort foods during emotional times. And in addition to dealing with just personal things, it got kind of crazy in this world. If you don't remember, there was a lot happening. There was a lot of emotional hurt in this world, and a big change was happening, and it's kind of like the world was cleansing as well. And this change is very much needed. And like our journeys, change is never easy. It's difficult. And so all of this change also, kind of got me in a space where I was dealing, my adrenal glands just were not able to function quite well. And so I was dealing with an extreme amount of adrenaline being released in my body. I was getting bloated again. I was craving a ton of fat. As we have adrenaline being released, the body wants to protect itself, and so it craves fat. And that's one of the reasons why we have cravings. I will get all into this and list this all and do a cravings part 2 video. I know a lot of you have shown interest in me going over about cravings and stuff like that and detox, so I will get all into that, but that's just a cliff note version of what I was dealing with. And I kind of just wanted to share that because I have eaten more fat during these past 2 weeks. I have experienced a lot of bloating and swelling in my body in the past 2 weeks. And I could have done a lot better, but I was so tired and I was dealing with so much fatigue. Normally, in these days, I would deal with fatigue maybe one day, and it's tolerable. It's okay. But I just dealing with a whole bunch of things. My body was dealing with fatigue 2 to 3 days, and it was intense, and it still kind of is intense. And I just didn't have the energy to make food and chop things and think of what to eat. Let alone, I'm not thinking only for myself. I have to think for my husband, what is he going to eat? And I have to make him something, and it's going to be different from mine because we don't eat the same diet. And all of that just got a little overwhelming for me. And so I kind of thought about things, and I'm actually kind of happy that it did happen. And, I know it was really challenging, and it still kind of is challenging at times, but it opened my eyes to a lot of things that, the importance of keeping meals really simple and healing and easy to make is so important. And meal prepping is another thing that's so important. And I think that moving forward in these videos that I'm going to be making to share my whole journey of my fat-free lifestyle, that's what my focus is going to be on, because that's what I needed. And I'm sure a lot of you need it. A lot of you have children, have bigger families than I do. You have more mouths to feed. And or maybe more active. That's another thing. It's like being more active. I needed to adjust the way I eat. I ate a certain way in the beginning of my journey, and it was very clean, and it was very simple, and it was very healing. But it was fit for when I didn't do any physical activity. Like, I literally was just at home because I couldn't do anything, but I was just at home and I couldn't do anything else. And so it fit that model. But that model no longer fits with me, because I'm a lot more active, and I have other projects that I am working on, these YouTube videos and all my other social media things. I now have my husband who is home, who I need to make meals for him. I don't have that time. And I think a lot of you don't have that time as well. And so I'm adjusting my schedule, adjusting my meals, and I'm learning to do a lot more meal prep and think differently. And it's a challenge. I haven't figured it out yet. But as I'm figuring out these little things, I want to share them with you so that it could help you with your journey. And that's kind of where I want to go. So I kind of wanted to just share that, hey, things didn't go as I planned. It didn't go like how I wanted it to. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of down days, a lot of times that I was just so upset, feeling disappointed, struggling a lot. But I do go through these feelings. This isn't the first time. It's just this is the first time that I'm kind of sharing it because it just happened. But it happens to me. And that's what I wanted to show, was hey, it happens. And now it's time to make a new goal. It's time to keep going. Even though there's some setbacks in my journey, I'm not giving up on the whole idea hey, I want to go fat free. Yes, I did have more fat. I understand why I was craving it. I understand why I was looking for it and why I did it. I do. I totally understand. But that doesn't mean that I have to give up or throw in the towel and say, hey, okay, so I screwed up, so let's just go back to eating tons of fat. No. I'm going to stick to this goal. And I want you to know that, hey, if you mess up, if you go back, if you make some mistakes along the way, it's okay. Today is a new day. Every day we have a chance to make better choices, and just take that opportunity. And you may struggle, you may go back and forth, you may feel like giving up, but if you kind of focus on the end goal and have these little talks with yourself, which is what I do, you can make it through it. It's gonna pass. The terrible feelings are gonna pass, and I believe it will, even for myself. And so regardless, of me getting swollen, me dealing with fatigue, me dealing with brain fog, me eating a little bit more fat, it didn't go as I planned. That's the reality of it. But I'm not going to give up, and I hope that you don't give up as well. So this is my recap of week 4 and 5. A little different from what I had planned. But in the next coming weeks, I'm going to really focus on trying to look into meal planning, into making things a lot easier for myself, and still be able to create meals and keep my body satiated and my taste buds excited, and just learning to keep it really simple. And I think that it will be something that I needed, and maybe something that you needed. And I hope that you keep following along on my journey and see how this turns out. And like I told you, I was going to keep it real. And so this is just one of those things that, hey, this is how it went. And now we just have to keep pushing forward. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you are finding that the content on my channel is of great support to your journey, I kindly ask that you subscribe. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.